Hello, welcome to another OMNIHEROES video. Today we're just going to be discussing the unit Atropos, just primarily because she is one of the key units that you will need for when you start your journey, for the middle of the journey, and even later on towards the end game content. So I'm just going to do a unit review. I'm going to add my personal thoughts, and then I'll demonstrate why she is pretty much essential. So first of all, let's go through where you can obtain Atropos from. So if we go to the city, we go into the merchant guild, and we go into the guild shop. As you can see here, she's available for 60,000. I haven't bought her so far because for me she's maxed out level wise, so it would not be worth it. Preferable to go for another couple of these units down here for me personally, but I would recommend, if you are going to buy a character from the guild shop, you will start with Atropos here. So just as a breakdown for the unit, we'll start with the synergies. First of all, you have Valinator synergy, pretty basic, and actually one of the key teams to get you through the opening, or the first, I would say, about month or so within the journey that you do go on. Combined with Themis, they link up very well. They have the Valinator synergy and also the Dawnbringers synergy if you get them up to a high enough star level, and it works pretty well for early game. Mid game, Themis starts to fall off, but Atropos does not. The second thing I want to go through is the Dawnbringers synergy. Now, within the Dawnbringers synergy, there are multiple units which will help you progress in PvE content, mainly. Like, for example, Dorabella with her rune skill. Here, each time Dorabella deals damage to an enemy, target loses an additional 1%, and Katrina as well, as captain of the Ethereals. She's very, very useful, and I will do a separate video on both of those units as well, just because of how accessible they are. And the final synergy is the Striker synergy. Again, a couple of good units in here, I would like to say. Not mentioning any names. I will also do a video on Nawi as well, but for now we'll stick with Atropos here. So the first thing that I want to go through, or the second thing I want to go through, is the Baptism of Dawn. This applies a 40% attack buff, casts in round 2, cooldown of 3 rounds, and it gives a 40% attack buff to all allies. Now, it's very important to distinguish that this attack buff is a separate proc or a separate stack than the normal attack boost. So your normal attack boost, for example, Salim, who is also quite a good unit, he will increase his attack based on the amount of healing that he has received. He increases his stack limit up to 20 for both attack and damage. The standard is 5 stacks. However, what's unique about this particular ultimate is that it stacks separately to that attack buff. So even if one of your characters is at 20 stacks of attack, this 40% will still apply. And it gives a base of her attack. So really you want to be boosting her attack up as much as possible. And the second one is a relatively similar ability, except it only targets 3 allies with the highest attack, and it increases their attack again for 1 round. So the first 3 rounds that you see her, she'll be applying that attack buff, and then she'll miss a round and then apply another 3. Finally, thirdly, Atropos additionally increases her damage reduction by 30%, and it's very similar to Talinas's exclusive rune skill, which applies a 20% damage reduction, and then legendary, or the red rune, it will apply a 40% damage reduction. Atropos just gets this as soon as you get her up to 8 stars, I believe. And then the second part of the passive, every 1% increase in Atropos' crit res rate additionally increases her attack by 1%. It doesn't seem to add up, but if you have a relic like the one in this season, it increases all. Let me just show you. Hold on. Yeah, well, I can't bring it up, but it increases crit res by 50%. So it will give Atropos a 50% increase as well. So it's a very useful ability. In the final, after an ally kills an enemy, Atropos restores ally team's HP. It's 50% of her attack plus 5% of the target's max HP. So if her attack is high enough, if you stacked her attack high enough, she will give a full heal when you do dispatch an enemy. Now, it's not a reliable way, but it does come in very handy for Lost City if you try to challenge the 60% or above health threshold, because when the final enemy dies, typically you will get a full heal and you'll pass the mission. Now, the Oath Force is just a 10% attack, HP and defense buff, which is handy. 10% can be quite a bit. Now, with regards to talents, I have her almost leveled up, 41 out of 50. I'm trying to get all of the units I can to up here. As you can see, there's quite a few, but I've specified where I've leveled up for those. Specifically for Atropos, I would recommend going quite high on the talents as well. And the runes, you don't require her runes for her to be a good unit. You don't require exclusive runes. I have here the exclusive runes, the red exclusive runes. And the reason that I have these specifically, not because I've bought them, but because I've upgraded them using the currency that you get from the Forgotten Land down here. I built that up over time, and Atropos was the unit that I selected first. Knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have upgraded her runes to red, although it does give quite a significant defense increase. It's not a damage reduction increase. It is only 100% increase for 3 rounds if she is to fall below 50%. So it's not essential for her to be a good unit. Mainly what you focus on here is for her to have as much attack as possible. So now that we've gone through what different abilities she has, what different synergies she has, whether or not we should have the runes included, and what level you should take the talents up to, I'm just going to jump into some gameplay, and I'll go through positioning and what she does bring to the table with some examples. So the first synergy that we're going to try is the Valinators synergy. Now my Valinators team is not as built up as it should be. I do have Marcia at 11 stars, I believe that is, or 10 stars. Now what I could really do with is having a Nyx at 3 stars, primarily to unlock this Striker synergy for her. So she would work much better with Atropos, but I've prioritised other D&D heroes and villains first over leveling up Nyx. And we need some more units that will potentially work very well. So I'm going to pop in the standard Karnak and Katrina, just because they are so good for Lost City. I can see here there's a Lachesis which will trigger and it will remove all buffs that we do have. Fortunately, Atropos' speed is slightly slower than Lachesis, so Lachesis will trigger her debuff, and then following on from that, Atropos will trigger her attack, giving 40%, which will be quite effective in this. So let's jump in and find out how well she does on the Valinator team, the team that you will really use in early game. So we see here the start of the round, the attack triggers, the two Valinators providing the Holy Shield, the two Deviant synergies acting there. Atropos has lost the shield, but it doesn't really matter at this point. The reason that I've put her up front is primarily because she can take damage. So if her health falls below 50, which we may even see here, we will gain that increase of 100% because of the runes. So it looks like we should have a relatively easy time, as long as we don't take too much damage. We can get some of those heals in. Maybe not. We might lose this one. So we might need to reconfigure the team slightly. Okay, that's a little bit better. Hopefully we can see some major damage being dealt. Yeah, there we go. The execution, because of the 3 Valinator synergy mates, we had that chance to do so. You can see that they are phantoms. That's what the purple claw is, and that's why they keep coming back. In order to counter that, the Valinator synergy is very powerful, primarily because they get buffs when enemies die. So for example, Marcia's exclusive rune, she'll let her trigger her ultimate twice if we have more than 3 enemies killed. Unfortunately, we have done so. We'll see Atropos get the attack buff here. Unfortunately, a miss from Karnak, but not a miss from Marcia. Katrina taking out the majority of them there. We should see Karnak finish off Franz here. Fusela comes back, hit by the bow, and we should see Marcia kill here. Yeah, perfect. So Marcia was the most powerful. Looks like Atropos didn't do any work, but I promise you, she most definitely did put a lot of work into that. So we'll move on to a Dawnbringer's synergy now. So we'll just go back a stage, and we'll build a slightly different team. We'll take out the 2 Valinators, and we'll pop in Dorabella, and in fact we'll go Marcia again. The reason that I'm going with Marcia is because of her passive ability. So in her talents here, increases the shield effect of all allies by 50%. Now if you have Katrina at red runes, her red rune ability also does the same thing, so effectively you would have 2 stacks of 50%. I do not, so I won't be able to show you that, but we'll keep it like this. I'm going to move Katrina over here, and in fact I need to change something out. We'll pop the skin on. The skins are worth it primarily because of this 5+ speed. The 5% attack is okay, and the HP 3% is okay, but the speed is really what we're looking for here. Because we have 3 ethereals in this, we're going to pop in the sword, we're going to pop in another sword, so 2 swords, and then we'll do the scales as well. So let's see how this one goes. See how Atropos giving the attack buff and the physical damage resistance as well. Karnak doing his thing, letting our team heal based on crits. Silence? Silence. Love it every time. I wish. If you level up the legendary sword to 3 stars, I believe you get a chance to proc it twice, which is quite useful. no crits. Hopefully the girls here will pull through for us. Yeah, looks fantastic. Yeah, a couple of crits here, big damage, and we'll see if we can recover from this. No poison, oh sorry, corrode damage. So we'll see how that goes. We get 2 stuns off Merlin. I always forget this guy's name, but he is not very important and can be used for fodder. Karnak putting some more work in. Marcy getting crits here. Fantastic. 2 misses. Ooh, 2 hits though. I'll take those. And hopefully, see a bit of healing here from the scale. The reason that I like the scale is because it resets the first 2 as well. So long as you're not using 3 resets, it's quite useful. So we'll see the sword activate again because the reset cooldown came in, and then we'll hopefully next round see a victory. We'll have the Atropos trigger. Oh, Karnak getting taunted here. Taunting is such a powerful ability, however, not for end game content because enemies are usually immune to control effects. But not in this case, unfortunately enough. And looks like a clean sweep. Dorabella finishing it off there. Katrina MVP, done the most damage. Primarily because of Atropos' 40% buff on both of her ultimates. So we'll move on to the last one, the Strikers Synergy. I believe it should be this up here, yep. And for this one, we're going to go with a completely different team. Just to show a bit of variety. I'm going to keep her in the same spot. I love that spot for her, with the runes. If not, if you don't have access to her exclusive runes, then I would suggest slot 5 or slot 3 as well. But for now, I'm going to keep her in slot 2. I'm going to stick Celine in slot 1. We're going to choose Catherine,
no right or wrong.
Seraphina, and Lachesis. Now I'm going to swap round Seraphina and Lachesis, so Seraphina's in slot 3 and Lachesis is in slot 5. The reason for that is because Seraphina's heal will kick in, so if any other characters have taken damage, it'll heal them up first, and then Lachesis is free to heal Celine as well. So the runes that I'm going to choose are the Healing Vase, the Holy Shield, and then because we've not got a full Avengers build, I'm going to go with the Scales because it provides healing. Now the reason that I've chosen this lineup is because there are 4 strikers in here, so we should see a massive increase in the attack that is provided because the attack is increased by 5%, I believe, every turn. Let's just have a quick check.
Fate has never been fair to you and me.
No, with 4 allies, 30% every round, and 30% is a big number. So we'll take that.
Victory is
so let's see
natural.
how this goes.
Your cheers are too loud.
So we'll get the Healing Vase that will apply onto Celine here. The Striker Synergy increasing attack by 30%. And you'll see, hopefully, some crazy damage. You keep an eye on that damage at the total at the bottom. Doesn't look too much right now. They're doing 7,000 damage. We will heal all, increase for Catherine and for Celine. The Lachesis hits Celine, giving him an increased attack here. And then we should see an almost complete total wipeout, followed up by Catherine doing some cheeky corrode damage on there, so it may even be done. Ooh no, Ellie the survivor. We'll see a heal here, which will increase Celine's attack or damage. You can see he's got 16 and 20, sorry 20 and 20, plus the buff from Atropos as well, finishing it off, and that will finish this video. So I'd just like to say thank you for watching. If you have any questions, pop them on here, or find the Discord channel. Discord channel is a very friendly place, good for people to ask questions if they need to, and yeah, carry on. I do wish you all of the luck in the sweeps for this season. Thanks. Bye.